what's going on, awesome people? It's your boy Tommy Tan.
Louis Braga.
Welcome to Off the Records again. Don't mind me, I have allergies today.
It's gonna get me sick.
Anyway, let's start off. I hope you guys enjoyed the thrilling weekend with football and baseball.
Stop! We have to acknowledge Tommy, first time ever in our picks, he had a winning record. Holy cow. Manny, what's up, bro?
Manny.
Manny went,
What was Manny's record?
2-4 this week. He went 2-4 because he's a homer. He picked, he picks the Giants. You can't pick the Giants. It's my boys.
That's a passionate pick.
I get that. Anyway, but we'll come back to it. We're going to start, I think, with MLB, but NFL, I just want to give him props. He did go 4-2 this week.
4-2.
4-2. I mean, it was almost as good as my 5-1. I'm telling you, people, you bet with me, you're going to win some money. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, I don't want to pat myself on the back, but I did okay.
Might as well.
Yeah. Might as well. All right, I'll do it. You can pat it on the back for me. All right, but we're going to start with baseball. Baseball.
Are we excited?
Oh my God, more baseball. I mean, it was almost perfect. We almost could have had the 2 playoff games, tiebreakers, and a wild card tiebreaker. We didn't get that, but that's okay. We got extra baseball. What could be better? We could have been sitting around doing nothing yesterday. Instead, we were sitting around the TV all afternoon watching baseball. 2 great games. I know the one was kind of a, but I gotta be honest. I was at work watching the second one, and it's 9th inning. It's 5-0. 5-0.
Watching it.
That's all right. 5-0. I was early. 5-0. All of a sudden, home run. All of a sudden, home run.
What was that?
That was the LA Rockies.
Oh,
LA was up 5-0. All of a sudden, they're coasting. They bring Jansen in, their big closer, and he gives up home run. Okay, no big deal. Second batter, 9 pitch at bat, home run. All of a sudden, it's 5-2. At the top of the 9th. So it kind of got a little, and that's as far as it went. Then he got 3 outs.
but it's the exciting time of year. And not sure if you guys know this, but here's a Jeopardy question. That was the first time that since they enacted the wild card.
First time we had 2 tiebreakers.
2 tiebreakers, meaning that they were playing for their division championship,
Right.
and they were both wild card teams, so
And-
they already made the playoffs.
Yeah, and as I was gonna say, the pressure was a little bit off because it wasn't like if one of them didn't win yesterday, they weren't going to be in the playoffs. They knew they were going to live to see another day, regardless what happened. So, but still, that's a lot. I mean, I feel bad for the Rockies. Can we pause for a second and just talk about how old I feel? I don't know about you. Rockies. Congratulations, Rockies, first of all.
Congratulations.
Now the postseason has officially started tonight. We've got the first wild card game. We've got the National League wild card game. The Rockies, unfortunately, tell me April games don't matter, folks. The Rockies, well, first of all, this is the first time in their 26-year franchise history. They've been around 26 years.
That's a long time.
I feel like it was like yesterday. I remember, we have an expansion team in Colorado. Like, they don't play baseball in Colorado. Unbelievable. 26 years. First time in their franchise history they've back-to-back playoff appearances, because they are, even though they lost yesterday, they are officially in the playoffs now because they start tonight in the wild card game. Last year they lost to Arizona, so maybe they'll turn their fate around this year. I don't know, man. I right off the bat, I feel bad for. I don't feel bad for them because, as I said, you got to get your shit done. You got to get your stuff done. Got to win in April. If they won in April, none of this would have mattered. They had to get on a plane Sunday, fly all the way to LA. They had to play the Dodgers yesterday in the late game. I know it was early evening and earlier on the West Coast, but it's still the later game in the day. Lose that game, now they have to fly to get it back on a plane, come all the way back to Chicago and play tonight. Meanwhile, the American League is just sitting around doing nothing. Now, I had an insider, a buddy, a friend of mine, he basically said it is all networks, because I, of course, is sitting here like, why wouldn't MLB, they knew this was a possibility, they didn't know it was for sure going to happen, but they knew, like mid last week, that this was a possibility that we could have some tiebreaker games. Why didn't they flip-flop the wild card games? You knew the American League was done. We just didn't know if it was going to be in Oakland or New York. Put that one on Tuesday night. Why are they playing, anyway, so poor Rockies. Again, you got to win the game. You just go out to LA, you win the game, and you're not in that position. But so they fly to LA. Now they're flying back to Chicago tonight to play against the Cubs tonight. I just don't want that. I feel bad. I really would love to see the Cubs. I mean, I love the Cubs too, but I don't really have a horse in the race, to be honest. But I was kind of pulling for the Rockies because they're like an odd team out. They lost in the wild card last year.
Maybe they will pull out.
Maybe I think
3 games in
Yeah, but I think
that's
they're not traveling every day. The travel, I think the Cubs got to sit home last night and they lost yesterday at home. They lost to Milwaukee. Milwaukee, we'll get there in a second. Milwaukee, congratulations on winning the Central Pennant, the Central Division, I should say.
Which was a shocker.
Really?
I thought it was.
Oh, I was a great game. They played those two teams.
No, I
played each other.
mean, if you asked me in the beginning of the season. It was
Yeah. Well, but they made all those trades. You can't go by the beginning of the season. They traded. GM, brilliant job. They got the guys they needed, the exact positions they needed, and so they're good to go. I mean, that's the only reason I kind of want the Cubs to win is because holy cow, that would be a great 5-game series based on yesterday's games. I mean, that was just a great game. Cubs had the tying run up in the bottom of the ninth, couldn't get it done. But the point is, they get to sit there and wait and sleep in their own beds, and now wait for Colorado to come in. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's going to be tough. If they do, hey, that's great. But I just think the Cubs definitely home field. They have the advantage. They didn't have to travel. I think they definitely get it done tonight and move on, and they'll play Milwaukee.
I think so too. I mean, the Rockies, I don't know how much the traveling's going to make an impact on them.
I don't know if this matters. I know by the time you watch this, you might watch it today. But you got Freeland, Kyle going up against John Lester again. I just give the edge to the Cubs. I mean, obviously I have a soft spot for John Lester from back in our Red Sox days, but I don't know. Hey, it's one game. Anything can happen. That's why we play the games, as they say. So the other game, that's it for tonight. But just quick congratulations also to the Dodgers, who finally clinched. Well, they already clinched, but they won the National League West. And actually, I'd say pretty convincing, except for the little hiccup with Jansen, their closer. I'd say
that's gonna be a scary.
It was a pretty convincing. I mean, they crushed it. I mean, they didn't get Colorado didn't get their own first hit, I think, until the 6th inning or something like that.
That lineup is dangerous.
Yeah, and they're pitching. They've got a complete team, as we knew. They would, they had some hiccups over the year, and hence why they had to do the tiebreaker throughout the year. But hey, they're looking good, and as we know, it's a team that gets hot at the right time. Which is why I actually think a National League, you never know.
Speaking of National League, should we give a local shout out to that Met player? What's his name? David Wright? That guy? I don't know. All right.
It's been a good year. Fond farewell, blah, blah, blah. We got playoffs to talk about.
I know.
Yeah, but he's not the only one retiring. He's a straight up guy. He's a good player. I didn't know. I'm not a National League guy, but I do know that he was a pretty stand up guy.
We just wanted to tell you guys we're not biased.
Yeah, and Mets did right by him. They had some really good things. Well, I don't know if you saw the Minnesota one too. What's his name? He was their catcher. And he's only played there.
Mauer.
Yeah. And they did a really cool thing for him too. But let's go back to Wright. Wright had a great moment. Well, no, I mean he had a good. So I'm just saying they did it.
Wright had a great career.
His daughter threw out the first pitch. It was really cool. Some great ovations. They took him out in the middle of the inning, got him this ovation. I mean, really great player. Mauer was great. They actually had him come out and catch for an inning. I mean, it was really cool because I'm sure you all know that's where he started for all those years in Minnesota. Never wanted to leave Minnesota. He stayed in Minnesota. They moved him to first base. They moved him around. Another, from what I know, class act. I don't really know him.
To the Mets fan, Minnesota fans, class act for you guys showing up, even when your games did not matter. You guys showed up, sold out the stadium.
People were complaining about that yesterday, about the LA, all the empty seats. I'm like, what do you want? They didn't even know about the game until 4 p.m. the day before.
Yeah, but that's LA.
It's in the middle of the afternoon. I know, but you think LA, you can still fill it up. I mean, or at least, or give the tickets away. Go to schools. Go to underprivileged children, whatever. Get them in the stadium. They're nosebleed seats anyway. Get them in there. I hate that they don't do that even here in New York and all over the place. It's like, I know you can't do that because you can't just give away your product for free, but I don't know, it would have been cool. I mean, there was still quite a bit of turnout, it was a good turnout. So we covered tonight's game, Rockies at the Cubs. Tomorrow night, big game right here in the Big Apple. The Oakland A's are in town already. They're waiting. Big announcement today. Not. Starting pitching.
Severiano is going to be the starting pitcher.
I mean, come on. I know you're trying to get headlines and blah, 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 but it's just, there was no question in my eyes, or my opinion. There was no question. It makes sense all the way around. As a Red Sox fan, I hate this because now, if all goes right for the Yankees, that means Happ is going to get 2 starts against the Sox, and we all know how that goes. In a 5-game series, it's not looking good for the Sox, unfortunately, if that happens. And it always works out for the freaking Yankees. Look what happened last year. They started, this guy is your ace. He's the guy. So that's what you got to have in your wild card game. I get the whole chess match. It's like, well, if we save them for game 1 against the Red Sox, blah blah blah. I get it. No, you got to play for today. You got to win tomorrow. It's tomorrow. You got to win tomorrow. Otherwise, you're not going to be around Friday to play the Red Sox. Okay. So, do you remember what happened last year? They put him out there, started. He gets blown out in the first inning. He pitched 2/3 of an inning.
But you know what?
2/3 of an inning, gave up 5 runs to Minnesota. It always works out for the Yankees. That's why from day one I've always been like, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It always works out. He pitches 2/3 of an inning. They immediately, within it wasn't even like they had to come back in inning after inning after inning.
Chip away.
In the 3rd inning, they scored 5 runs to tie the game, so he's off the hook for the loss. And he pitched 2/3 of an inning, so now he's rested up to start.
But here's the thing: it was against
Cleveland. Oh no, I know.
The A's are totally different.
Oakland's
their
much
pitching
better.
staff is a surprise.
Absolutely. But Manaya's out now. He's out for the season, so that's the one that I think in a long series. That's the only reason I think we'd have. Look, honestly. If you go by the season, I, as a Red Sox fan, should be hoping that we face the Yankees, not Oakland, because Oakland is the only team, and maybe Cleveland too, the only 2 teams that have a winning record against the Red Sox this entire season. Okay, that's it. Not the Yankees, not anybody else, not anybody.
Cleveland has
not Houston, nobody.
Dangerous 4 starters. All 4 starters have over 200 strikeouts this season.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, and as we know, I'm kind of joking there,
So,
because as we all know, the playoffs is a completely different story. It doesn't matter what happened during the season. Now it's the playoffs. But I'm just saying. The overall record was 11-8. I think Yankees Sox at the end. It should have. I know the last couple weeks were garbage time stuff, but
I know we were talking about that. What would you change in terms of the playoff format? I don't like how it is right now.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
I think it just
although it
doesn't
came out
do justice.
but it did come out the way it should have.
It did somewhat, but still, the Yankees will play the Yankees will play the Red Sox and they beat the A's.
Yeah, no, they should reseed it by record. Let's start from Bay Run. The teams that should be in got it. Tampa Bay was 1 game behind Cleveland in the final standings. So great season, Tampa Bay fans. But I pulled for you last Thursday on our podcast. Couldn't do it. You almost did it. So, because I was the firm believer that I felt like if you finished with a better record than Cleveland, just because they're the Central Division winners, they should be in. You should be in. Didn't work out that way. Still a great season. But I also feel like had they known that was even a possibility and you weren't already eliminated, you might have played those last 4 or 5 games harder. But Cleveland would have too, I guess. So it doesn't matter. Anyway, so the right teams got in record-wise. Now what he's talking about is the fact that the Yankees are the 3rd best.
They're considered the 3rd
best, not even in.
No, you're the 3rd best. It's like the lowest seed.
No.
Just the
I'm
Red Sox.
talking about overall record.
Overall record.
It goes Red Sox, Houston, Yankees, I believe. Okay.
So
they're the 3rd
the Yankees have the 3rd best record right now.
In all of baseball. Not even just the American League. We're talking all of baseball. And now they have to play, if they win tomorrow night, they will play
the top seed.
Because they're the one. Well, I get Major League Baseball standpoint, that's supposed to be the Red Sox advantage. The fact that now whoever the wild card team is, they burned their starter to win that wild card game, and that's what will have happen. So that's what they're saying is the advantage. It's really more of an advantage for the Red Sox. But my point is, I just feel like it's reseeded. We'd rather play Cleveland in round 1.
Listen, you don't win over 100 games and not be a competitive team like the Yankees are. It feels like the Red Sox winning. Owning the best record in baseball, their reward is facing an AC team, which actually is the 3rd best team.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean.
It doesn't make sense.
And they used to do that. I don't remember when or why or how it changed, but there was a time when they had only the one wild card team. You could not face your division in the first round.
Yeah.
I don't know when that changed. I guess maybe when they added the 2nd wild card. I don't remember when it changed, but so they used to do that because that's how the Yankees and Red Sox played those epic matchups in 3 and 4, 2003 and 2004, because they were for the American League Championship. It wasn't just in the first round for the divisions or whatever. So I don't know. Tell us what you think about that. I don't really know a way around it because, like I said, it's not really right that the wild card team now plays Houston. Right? Because if we go by records, then and you reseed by record, then week. Boston would play Cleveland, and Houston would play the wild card team.
Which will make sense.
No, it really wouldn't, because that's not fair, because then Houston has the advantage of that team burning through their starter for that one game. That's what it comes down to. I mean, honestly, that's what it is. Now, they'll have plenty of time to rest up, because they play tomorrow night, which is Wednesday, and then they don't start again until, Friday. And it's not like they have to go far. I mean, Yankees are going to go right up to Boston, and Oakland will just stay here, obviously. I'm sure they're packed for the week. They're here on the East Coast. They're not going to go back to Oakland and then over to Boston. So that's not even a matter. That doesn't even really factor in. So anyway.
Tell us what suggestions you guys have.
Anyway, I could talk baseball all day, but we got to get to the NFL.
Oh, yes.
As we discussed, I was 5-1 with my picks. Tommy was 4-2. Manny 2-4. What's going on?
What was your only loss?
My only loss was that ridiculous Philly loss in overtime to Tennessee.
Oh, yeah. Tennessee Titans.
He's the only one that had it. It was ridiculous. I should have went 6-0 with my picks. I mean, bravo to Tennessee and opponents to go on fourth and whatever it was, like 3 times they had fourth down. They just kept going. And the one time you should have kicked, on paper he should have kicked the field goal just to take the tie, and he's like, no, I ain't taking a tie. I'm going for it. And they got it done. So good for them. But that was my only loss. And as we said, man, he's kind of homer picking, so Giants lost to my boy Saints. It's a good game.
That was a no-brainer.
Yeah, the big ones. Buffalo, they got shut out in Green Bay.
So Jekyll and Hyde, people.
Yeah, who picked them? Him. And then the other
I totally forgot we played in Green Bay too, by the way. I thought we were playing.
Forgot.
Yeah, in Ralph Stadium.
It wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered.
Just making stupid excuses.
Buffalo's who we thought they were. I know they had that big win over Minnesota, but anyway. And then the other laugher was, we told you here, you heard it here first, it wasn't even a thought. You kind of had second thoughts, but New England over Miami, it was a laugher. At home, they're not going to go down. They're not going to go 1-3 at home. And Miami would have been 4-0. I know Miami's still 3-1 right now, but that's who they're who we thought they were.
Yeah.
You're not going to go into New England in September and make New England. It's just not yet.
Especially against the AFC.
And now they're getting Edelman back, and they're getting some of these guys. Yeah, no, it's just not. We picked that one. You went with us. You had that. You probably didn't win much money off of it, but yeah. So those were the odd games of the picks. I mean, like I said, Saints for all over the Giants. I mean, it was a good game for a little bit. I don't even know what's up. Yeah, I mean that's what I thought, but mainly because the weather was nice. Breeze outside scares me, but anyway. So we're gonna move on to this week's games. Thursday night. We're filming this on a Tuesday this week, actually. So in 2 days, we've got Indianapolis at New England, and it's a pretty big point spread. New England's at home again. Andrew Luck looked okay last week. They didn't look horrible, I guess is what I'm saying.
Well, historically they are competitive against New England, but they're playing in New England.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with New England. Do I go with the point spread? I would say yes. Because after that 38-7 shellacking, I expect Tom Brady to get his offense going again, and Bill Belichick to get that defense solidly shutting down Indianapolis.
Yeah, I agree. Indianapolis just doesn't have. It's a short week coming to New England. They have to travel. New England doesn't. And I believe, don't quote me on this, I believe they're getting Edelman back this week, so that's another target for Brady. To me, it's another, again, it's one of these things where it's almost unfortunate, because, just so you know, folks, I am not a Patriots fan. I know I root for Boston Red Sox, but I'm not a Patriots fan.
He's a Saints fan.
I'm a Saints fan. That's why we do the Saints games, if you're wondering. And, it's just one of those things where it's the domination and the dynasty and all that stuff. They're going to have to prove to me that I'm wrong. I'm not. You just don't pick against Belichick and Brady. I know they had a rough start. They had some hiccups to start, and they're hurt. So that's going to happen. Second game we got for Sunday. Our first one, your team, Buffalo. Now you're home, hosted. The Tennessee Titans coming off that big overtime win.
And we're favored.
No, Tennessee's favored. 3.5. Of course come on. Tennessee's
we're
running that division.
We're in third place in that division. I have to say, against
with one win, right?
Against a veteran team like Green Bay, that's a different story. But a mid-level team like Tennessee, I definitely
Mid-level, you hear that?
They're mid-level. They're mid.
Hear that, Titan fans?
Listen, take Buffalo and also take them with the point spread too.
Well, of course you.
Of course.
Well, if you take Buffalo, you get the points.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Anyway.
And you're picking Buffalo.
No, I'm
What?
no. Tennessee's got a no. They're coming off a big win. Buffalo.
Did you see what we did against Minnesota at home?
Oh, jeez. I'm gonna hear that all year. All year. I'm
You
gonna hear
will
that.
hear that one.
No, you heard it here first. I'm going with Tennessee. Put a little check there so I know. You're going with Buffalo. All right, next game. Will they be across the river, New Jersey? Will they be the New Jersey Jets or the New York Jets? They are hosting the Denver Broncos.
Who's coming into town?
This is the worst. This is like atrocious. Now I know it's only Tuesday, so this could change. I definitely think this will go down to a pick'em game eventually. But right now, we should talk about last night. Actually, last night's Monday Night Football. I mean, it was a great game. Denver should have had that game. They should have gotten Kansas City to have their first loss. Didn't work out. Kansas City ends up pulling it out, and then Denver has that last drive. They should have had it, and they just couldn't get it done. So it was 4 points. So I won that because the spread. I know that wasn't one of our games, but it was a 4.5 spread. I won by a half point. But anyway, so Denver looked good. Now I know they were home. They're coming east to New Jersey to play the Jets. The Jets are favored by 1.
I can't believe the Jets are favored.
I can't either.
Denver's a solid 2-2. You know, they had some hard.
They looked good last night.
They
looked great last night.
Their defense is still good.
Now it's at home. It's at home. So.
And against a rookie quarterback, I gotta put my money on Denver and their defense.
Yeah, I'm going with you too. Denver all the way. Sorry, Jet fans. Sorry. You know, you just scored us too much. You know.
Oh.
I had one toe on that bandwagon after the opening Monday night, and then you just scored me for life the last couple weeks. So I get, especially with you being favored. Now you gotta, if you're betting with your pocket, you gotta go with Denver on that. It's even just 1 point.
Giants
fans, gotta pick yourself up off the mat after last week, and you're traveling down to Carolina. Really solid Carolina team.
Is it the New York Giants or the New Jersey Giants traveling down to Carolina?
Who knows? That's what we're gonna find out. Carolina's a tough team. Carolina's favored by 7.
And their defense is just on point.
Well, and their quarterback. Hello.
Oh yeah, Cam Newton.
Oh, by the way, Cam Newton. Yeah, remember him? Yeah, he plays for them.
That's true.
So yeah, they're a solid team. I'm with you. I gotta go with Carolina. I see your methods now. I see your methods now.
I'm not trying to piggyback off.
What do you mean? How do you think you went 4-2? I went 5. Oh, you think that's coincidental? After week 1, when you had no wins, you 0-7, and then you had 1 win, Buffalo. Ooh, big thing.
That's because everything is
starting
to come.
And now it's starting to come together.
The whole picture starts to come together.
Okay, I see.
No. There was some surprises.
Full disclosure, we do not discuss these picks before we go on air.
No,
this is
unedited.
If actuality, I could be accused of going with him this week because it seems like we're almost picking. We had one separate though. You had Buffalo, of course. Homer. So then another local interest, and yes, they are the defending champs. I know that was a heartbreaker. I gotta be honest, heartbreaker last week for the Philadelphia fans.
I had no doubt.
You should have had that game. Absolutely had that game. Anyway, so Minnesota is traveling to Philly. 2 really solid teams. Philly's getting the respect home field 3 points. That's the spread.
That's a tough one.
That's a real tough one.
Because Carson Wentz, they couldn't protect him last week.
Yeah. No, it was tough. It was really tough.
And Minnesota showed that they are who we think they are. They're a legitimate contender. So I gotta go with Minnesota.
What?
I'm going with Minnesota. Yes.
They lost to LA. They lost.
Well, LA's a great team.
They are a great team. They are. They're probably gonna. Yeah, they're gonna be. Yeah.
They're gonna be like 7-0.
Well, they're probably gonna be more than that actually, but we do have to play. The Saints play them eventually. We played them in preseason. I thought we were gonna get killed. We won 28-0 in preseason. I know that means nothing. No. But I was like, but it was the 3rd game of the season, so I was like, oh, maybe this kind of means something. It was nothing. They look so great.
Listen, Carson Wentz is starting his 2nd game.
I
still think he's rusty.
You're killing me. Can I take?
You can take.
You think Minnesota's going to win the game?
I think Minnesota's going to win the game.
Okay.
Or at least cover the point spread. But I do believe they're going to win. Because I don't
Well,
think
that's my
Carson
point.
Wentz
That's
is
my
ready
point.
as a quarterback.
Okay, so that's my point. So I was actually, just to be a devil's advocate here, I was going to take Philly, but take
Trying
the
to cover
points.
all angles. And say
Well,
he
it
has
is kind of
a
covering the
record
angles,
this week,
but I was going
this
to
coming
say.
week. That's what he wants.
No, I was going to say I would take
Lou wants to be
Minnesota.
like 8-0 with
No, I'm not gonna
an
do that.
asterisk.
No, I'm not going to be
Okay.
okay. No, I'll take Philly, but I would honestly, if you're a betting person, I would take Minnesota with the points on this. But I do think Philly will win the game.
Wow.
So you take Minnesota, I'll take Philly. That's kind of me just trying to make this exciting for you. I know it's not exciting for us, but you know. Last one, Monday night.
The primetime game.
Primetime game,
Who
Monday
got it?
night. My boys. Hosting.
Oh, who
It's
dat
in the Big
say?
Easy. It's in the Big Easy. We are hosting the Washington Redskins, aka Deadskins, whatever. I know we shouldn't be calling them that, whatever.
Alex Smith and the Redskins against who dat?
Who Dat Nation and Drew Brees. And Kamara had 3 top TDs last week against your Giants, baby. One was a 50-yarder. I was like, he just.
Wait, they're not my
Oh,
Giants.
they're not your Giants. So that's,
That- that's their Giants, not my Giants.
Manny's
Manny's
Giants.
Giants.
Manny's Giants. Ran all over. So anyway,
I gotta go with the gold and black on this one.
you want 6.5 is the spread, by the way.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm saying that's a homer pick for me, but I'm gonna go with them. Washington could surprise you, and they had like 13 days off. It's something ridiculous like that. It's like the dumbest thing, the scheduling for the NFL. I don't understand how you do it, why you do it, but it's just dumb. It's like they'll have a team that'll play on a Monday night and then play the next Thursday or something stupid like that. And then you got the Redskins who played like
On the Thursday.
on the Thursday, and then they don't play until the following Monday with a bye week or something. It's like they have like 13 days off. It's like stupid. So that's the only reason I'm a little concerned. They're going to be very well rested. They're going to be healed up. They're going to be ready to go down in New Orleans.
But you know what? They're not a great team on turf.
Yeah, no,
Absolutely
Just
not.
in general, they're just not a great team. So those are the picks. So we both have New Orleans on that.
Yep, we got
All right, so the only one I took the Philly just to go against you, but then we also disagreed on the Tennessee Buffalo homer pick that you had.
Yeah.
We'll get Manny's picks for you at some point, and so the only other quick thing you wanted to talk about though, in NFL news.
Here's some NFL drama. Not like there's never any drama. What do you guys think of Earl Thomas giving the middle finger to his whole entire team on the sideline when he was getting carted away with a broken leg? Do you think that was justified? What's your take on that? My take is, he's in his final year of his contract. I understand his current situation and how frustrating it is, but it wasn't like he was an angel and loyal to the Seattle Seahawks. Remember last year when he was talking about how he wants to retire and play with his home team, which were the Dallas Cowboys. Early in the season, he was talking about like how Dallas coach approached him and say, "Hey, when are you going to get traded to us?" That doesn't work if you want the team to support you and invest their money on you. Not only that, but they did pay you, $8 million this year.
Yeah.
They still want you. They may not pay you at the same level. And you got to understand, that's because, as you age, as a player, you're not going to be the same player as you were in your prime. So it goes both ways. But I think that was just so unprofessional what he did, just as a professional athlete. Okay, you want to be a franchise player? You don't see Tom Brady do that. You're not going to see Eli Manning do
They
that.
haven't been dissed by their team yet. It'll happen, maybe.
Eli Manning got dissed by his team.
Not
When he got benched.
they knew. Oh, Eli, yeah, he did.
He got benched.
He wasn't being carted off.
But still, it's like, you just don't do that to everybody. Your teammates, they're not one that's negotiating the contract on behalf of the Seattle.
That's true.
Even your
It's the
coach.
general manager. Yeah. But I'm sure the coach had something to do with it. Yeah, my take is it's a business. That's all you can say. It's a business. So you either play with the contract. He could have held out. He could have not played. Like what's going on in Pittsburgh right now.
Yeah, like Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, you could have done that, but he wanted to play. Now he got hurt, and now of course they're not going to pay. It's terrible, but it's not a good look. You do that off the field. You don't do that on the field in front of the cameras and stuff like that. But I feel for him, I do. But at the end of the day, it's a business.
Yes.
And
And they go and take care of him, like Eric Dickerson. And
I would like to think they will, but
They will. They took care of Kim Chancellor. He was in the skybox.
totally changing jumping subjects here. Did they take care of CC?
CZ who?
Oh my god. Sorry, Yankee fans. I know
Oh,
CC Sabathia. No, they were talking about because when he threw out the guy in Tampa Bay,
Well,
he got ejected. He lost $500,000 because he didn't hit the innings mark or
Well,
something
you know
like
what?
that?
It depends if it's under protest right now.
Oh, maybe. So my point is, like, Yankees, come on. Yankees, just write him a check.
Just right. Well,
I mean,
that's no point. That 500,000.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. He did that for the team. He did it for the whole. I disagree with it. That's a whole nother story. I don't think anybody should be throwing at anybody with, because I mean, in their defense, then they should be able to walk out to the mound with the bat and take one swing at the pitcher. You know what I mean?
Totally agree.
You got this basically defenseless guy, and you have this weapon, this ball that you're throwing 100 miles an hour at their head. Now, CC did not throw at the head. I get that, but you could. I mean, it's basically, it's anyway. So that's a whole other story. But by the rules of baseball, the unwritten rules of baseball, he did what he was supposed to do for his team. So I think the team should now take care of it. If he doesn't,
I think they should. But you're talking about the Steinbrenner boys who are more frugal than their father.
that's true.
And they
But
understand
come on,
baseball
it's
like their dad.
And he,
does.
I feel bad.
So, I don't
CC
think
knew it.
it's gonna
He knew
happen.
it, and I agree with you. I mean, $500,000 to him is probably like $500
Chunk of
plus.
change,
Yeah, it's like chunk
$5.
Maybe five. I don't know. He
He
hasn't
got paid over $100 million.
Yeah,
It's $5.
All right, $5. So it's not a big deal. But anyway, I think Yankees do the right thing. Pay him,
Pay him, or at least donate to charity.
or at least bench him for the playoffs or something. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so baseball tonight.
Baseball tonight. Let us know your picks. Let us know your NFL picks. Don't forget to support us on Patreon. Like our pages on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And please share with your friends. Peace out. Later. That was a good one. That was faster than last week's segment.
Oh,